feet, another hits Mike in the face. He drops to the ground and is quickly swarmed
He had his mouth open and everything, bro.
It's a good
he gonna call it to his mouth. What it is, guys, it's your boy BlastphamousHD. Today we are here to check out a video that you guys have sent to me. Okay, I'm lying. Last night, I could have died, man. It was perilous. Perilous, I tell you. Missed as far as the eye can see, bro. Me and this female, we were just hanging out. I was just letting her charge her iPhone. We were hanging out to go buy me McDonald's, and we ended up having Denny's instead. It was so thick, the female started to panic when we was driving. You ever been in mist so thick, we couldn't see 7 feet ahead of us? We gonna start the video. But yeah, bro, the mist was so thick we couldn't see 7 feet in front of us.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James H. and today we're looking at The Mist, 2007 Frank Darabont film based on a Stephen King novella that I actually managed to read in preparation for this video. The Mist is Frank Darabont's third Stephen King adaptation, after writing and directing both Shawshank Redemption in '94 and The Green Mile in '99. And after The Mist, Darabont would go on to create The Walking Dead, which is why you'll find no less than 4 actors here who eventually wound up on that show. The Mist tells the story of survivors trapped in a supermarket after a heavy fog rolls into town and encompasses everything around them, cutting visibility down to nothing and hiding things that go bump in the mist. While it may sound like a simple monster
movie,
we didn't
see none of that, but I started telling the chick about the movie The Mist because that's how thick it was. And we playing music, bro. I had to play.
One last note, I initially watched the best DJ in the world when
that's
how Darabont wanted it to be.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we was listening to Playboy Cardi before he started wearing a thong.
And because of the Night of the Living Dead kill
Playboy Cardi, he wear a thong now. I don't think that's wrong.
Black and white movies.
Yeah, I mean,
all right, let's get to the kills.
Could y'all imagine like Playboy Cardi in the thong song?
The movie begins with a storm.
Instead of Cisco, it's Playboy Cardi. He's doing like one-handed.
Takes his 8-year-old son Billy and his wife Stephanie downstairs to weather it out. Billy. We called Dave because this one's a doozy, as evidenced by the giant tree popping in through the living room window that night. While surveying the damage the next morning, they find another tree has fallen and smushed their boathouse. As they look across the lake, they notice some smoke on the water, but luckily no fire in the sky. David walks over to his neighbor Norton, an attorney played by Andre Brower, to exchange insurance info since it was his tree that broke his boathouse. Norton's had a bad morning too, since the storm also claimed his prized car. David offers his condolences, even though they have a fraught relationship, Norton having sued David in the past over property boundaries. Man, boathouses, prized cars, property boundary disputes? What kind of mist does a guy have to walk through to have those problems? Norton hitches a ride with David and Billy to head into town for supplies. On the way, they see a bunch of trucks heading to a nearby military base.
The Arrowhead Project? Any idea what they do up there?
Missile defense research, you know, I'm sure you've heard the stories.
Between that and all the radio stations and phones being down, something's clearly gone wrong.
What you guys
Inside
eat for
the store,
breakfast?
we meet some of the ensemble cast. The most important are Ollie,
I live vicariously through the delicious things that you guys eat.
Carmody, played by Marsha Gay Harden, who I promise you will hate with every fiber of your being. Others include Irene, an elderly school teacher, and her friend Hattie, a trio of military dudes from Arrowhead, including Private Starkiller Jessup, who has the eyes for store employee Sally, and Amanda Dumfrey, Irene's fellow school teacher.
I wish I could stream Family Guy episodes. You know what I'm saying?
That their leave has been canceled.
Do any of you guys know where I can stream Family Guy episodes at? Hook your boy, low audio.
Running to the
what up, fam? What it is, Alex Wonderman?
Something in the mist.
Did he just say something?
In the mist.
He tells them to shut the doors
something
and stay
was in the
inside,
mist.
But one dude decides to run for his car instead. As the mist moves over
he
the
apologizes,
complex,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
terrifying.
Although we see a bunch of people down there, I'm only going to count the dude who ran out on the kill count because he had a line of dialogue and we hear him scream off screen. So congrats,
I had water.
You're our first kill of the video. The giant tremor shakes the store, knocking everyone over and destroying a good number of light fixtures.
In like 2 hours, once my eating window
immediately start theorizing about what's going on.
I do intermittent fasting.
Ambrose claims some kind of chemical
like 8 hours a day.
While Mrs. Carmody goes for a much
on my diet regularly, but you know, because I ain't really got a diet. I just got to do this workout for this boxing match I got on March 9th.
She implores them all for some
accompaniment. Now the last dude, now if you guys are wondering what happened, you guys want to see the last fight?
The store without them,
like, I feel like most of y'all seen it, you know what I'm saying? I still got the video.
Sometime later, David heads into the back room to get a blanket for Billy and finds the generator smoking. He's all like, somebody should stop this. So he turns it off, but on his way back, he hears some really loud creaking.
This guy's a pretty good comedian.
He asks Ollie and these 2 mechanics, Myron and Jim, if they heard it, but they just think he's hearing things in the dark. They're joined by another store employee, Norm, who I didn't mention earlier because I figured everybody knows his name. They all head to the back room where Myron says something's blocking the generator's exhaust port on the outside, so Norm volunteers to go out there and unblock it. David tries to stop him, but Jim calls him a big old sissy. They open the gate a bit, and while they're laughing at David's sense of caution, a tentacle slithers in and grabs
There you go, being tough. There you go. Yep, fight it. No, that works. No, it's working. Look, see, he's winning.
No, he's winning. Grabs a fire axe.
I told you so, God. I am an instant God. There, you got knocked the fuck out. No, don't fight that.
Norm is dragged out to his death off screen for
a second kill of the
movie. When David David and Ollie get the gate closing.
You mean
again.
You don't look sad now? You was stuck a second ago.
Piece of that squid-like arm and closes out a wonderful action horse.
Oh.
After David rightfully punches Jim in the face for getting Norm killed, they come out of the back room and David changes his shirt while talking to Amanda. Girl, she don't mind. The fellows are all shook up when they realize the entire front of the store is plate glass. So they start doing what any good American does in times of stress, drinking beer. They try to recruit Norton to help them warn everyone since he's a big shot respectable attorney, but he doesn't believe them one bit, thinking they're playing a trick on him since he's an out-of-towner and as payback for the time he sued David. Their little spat attracts the attention of everyone else in the store, including owner Bud, who threatens to write down everyone's name for drinking the store's beer.
Write down your names. I will. In the meantime, shut the fuck up and listen.
David tells everyone how something out of the mist took Norm away. There's obviously skepticism, but David takes Bud and this biker dude to the back and shows them the tentacle, which reacts violently after a poke and then turns black and starts smoking before dissolving away into nothingness. That's proof enough for Bud.
It appears we may have a problem of some magnitude here.
While people stack bags of fertilizer and dog food against the windows as defense, Mrs. Carmody prays and asks God if he can help her save some of the people in the store. It's a great monologue from Marcia Gay Harden, whose performance in this movie earned her a Saturn Award, so that's pretty cool. Amanda interrupts her prayers on the porcelain altar, needing to use the bathroom, but also offering her friendship.
Crazy in this movie.
You.
She was tripping, man.
Squat and shit one out.
So that's a no.
That lady has never look. It's understandable she's crazy. That lady has never had an orgasm, man.
Well, Carmody says this is all straight out of Revelation.
I find if females go long enough without busting a nut, they start to lose.
She goes on a real
start to
fire
lose that spark for life.
In the midst of an angry God and starts touching a kid's face. Hey, Mom, why don't you stop that crazy lady from touching her kid's face there? When Carmody calls for expiation in the form of blood sacrifice, Amanda's had enough.
Another down payment.
Slap the shit out this bitch.
Carmody concludes with a promise that more people will be taken in. Billy oversees the military men having a hushed discussion before David tries to comfort him by saying Stephanie will be just fine at home.
Ain't no bad females up there. There's one bad. There's one attractive female.
The only one packing is Amanda, and she's not an experienced
shooter. Only one attractive female out the tribe,
know how to shoot well?
I do.
Hell yeah, you do.
Somebody should have bent her over something.
Some target shooting.
Look, his times are rough, man. Okay, she would enjoy it.
To leave with his group of skeptics, and biker dude says he'll go with them just to grab a shotgun from Ambrose's truck outside. He also agrees to tie a rope around his waist to let everyone know how far they make it in case anything happens to them. Carmody taunts them as they go outside, but they press on regardless. And this is the last time we see Norton and his crew, so I'm going to add him and his 6 nameless red shirts to the count right now, meaning Jake Peralta can look forward to a promotion. 9-9? I think it's safe to say they're dead, since something obviously goes awry when the rope first goes slack and then is pulled out with such speed that it burns David's hand. The rope is pulled skyward, then falls slack again, and when David reels it in, it looks like he caught a big one, or half a big one anyway, as he drags the biker's lower body towards the store, confirming his death and pushing our count into double digits. Night settles in, and we get a non-book scene between Jessup and Sally in the back of the store, so that we can care more.
He's out of there, buddy. He's out of there, Chad.
Yeah, build up those pathos points.
Yeah, buddy.
He's
eating a chicken wing.
When a bunch of big nasty bugs start crawling around the windows outside. Their presence just serves as more evidence.
I got scared. I saw this movie. The mist was thicker than that.
Look real gross, but
it was thicker than that.
Like these pterodactyls
on God,
who start crashing into the window as they're grabbing their midnight snacks.
The mist was thicker than that. On God.
One of them eventually breaks his way into the store.
That's the biggest fear.
Bugs in as well. Bugs. Able to defend herself with a nice squishy bug stomp, but Sally gets stung on the neck and starts to convulse.
Damn, we lost the other only attractive female. Shit.
Another flies in and lands on the
before she got pregnant.
To the ground and ripping out his throat.
Damn, see, it's important to impregnate
no one was there to drax
women that you like.
And right after Tom's death,
before they get stabbed in the neck
from the bug's poison
by a venomous alien beetle.
David lights the hungry dactyl on fire, so now there's a flaming beast from hell flying around that David has to chase down with his mop and beat to death. I don't know what part of that whole situation looked like fun.
Turn up on him.
Joe wants in on it, lighting his mop
Turn up on this nigga.
But then spilling the bucket of fuel and lighting himself on fire. That's not how David did it.
What's up, yo? Thank you for the $2 super chat, homie. Yo, how life been treating you, though, Black? Life is good.
So the bug flies
off. You know what I'm saying? You know, life is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Life is good.
Ollie is finally able to hunt down the first Terry and shoot it to death.
I ain't mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, look.
As the rational people put the store back
I'm waiting on my eating window to eat this deliciousness.
Life was right about people being killed in the night.
Like, I got deliciousness.
To something extreme out of
take a smell of this, man. It's always good. I'm gonna smell it once
suicide later that night. An empty bottle of pills next to her. David and some of the others start putting together a plan. They'll hit up the pharmacy next door to get pain pills for Joe, who's so badly burnt from the dactyl attack that he's sincerely asking for the gun so he can
Mark
kill himself
10,
and
you
end
know
the pain.
why.
And then they'll get the hell out
You
of there
have
entirely.
to
David
get
has a
the
Land
women
Cruiser
that you
fits
love
8 parked closer to
pregnant
the store than Norton's people got, and the plan is
before
to get there and head
they
south
get
before
stung in the
Carmody and
neck
her
by
growing
venomous
congregation become a
alien
problem.
creature
You can
things. That
start
shit look
worrying
like
about
something
who she's gonna
off of Men in
sacrifice
Black
to make it all better.
or
After a scene filled
Independence
with some
Day.
admittedly
Both of
clunky
those.
dialogue,
And
with
what's
everyone
both those
nakedly
movies got
stating a
in
bunch of
common?
philosophical viewpoints about the nature of humankind and such.
I was
David's
about to say
fears are
Bruce
validated
Willis.
when
No.
Carmody gets everyone
But
riled up
what it
against
does
their
have
plan
in
to leave,
common
saying it'll attract more of
is,
God's wrath. Irene shuts her up with a can
Will
of peas.
Smith.
Shut up, you miserable buzzard.
Then joins David's foraging group,
I remember
which
that part of the
includes Jim
movie,
the
bro.
asshole
She hit that bitch
mechanic,
in the face
Bob,
with
the
some
brother of burn
peas,
victim
nigga.
Joe, Jessup the arrowhead soldier,
Bro, this is
Dan,
like, hey,
Ollie,
look, I'm
and
running out
Mr.
of
Mud.
peas,
They
bro.
walk through
I'ma
heavy
hit this
mist to
hoe.
the pharmacy for another great
I'ma hit this
extended
bitch with the
sequence.
peas.
Irene helps David and Ollie find the painkillers they need as the others discover they're
Oh
not
my
alone.
God.
In fact, they find another 4 people in the store just hanging around. I've shown 3 here. I'll show the 4th in a minute
bitch.
when the movie gets to it. A
They
5th
just
body grabs
hanging
Jim from
around.
behind, and it turns out to be the
No.
MP officer from earlier. He asks for help as he
Yo,
arrives out
the
of
white
pain
dude
and
started
guilt.
screaming and shit. I'd have hit this nigga.
Then up from his skin comes
Oh,
a bubbling
hell
spiders,
no.
that is. Black Death, drenched
See?
in bugs. He falls to the ground and dies when his back bursts open
damn
to a
that
whole
shit,
host
yep.
of these baby nasties.
Well.
Mama spiders start showing up, including in a shot with that 4th anonymous body, and the webs they shoot at the group appear
Died
to
in
be
the
acidic.
doggy
One of the
style
webs
fetal
wraps
position,
around Bobby's
man. It's
leg and
terrible.
messes him up real good.
Terrible
As the
way to
gang
go.
starts to retreat, another hits Mike in the face.
Nope.
He drops to the ground and
Nope.
is quickly swarmed
He had
and
his
eaten
mouth
by
open
baby
and
Mama
everything,
Spider's
bro.
life. It's a good
Oh, he
old-fashioned
gonna crawl
family
into
dinner.
his
Through the power of
mouth.
Ollie's firearm, Irene's homemade
I can't even
flamethrower,
do
and
it.
Dan's proficiency with
I can't
piercing
even
weapons,
do it.
they're able to escape the massacre.
You know what I'm saying?
Not before
I
Bobby
ain't about
succumbs to
that
his
life.
leg wound and bleeds out to death. Left behind by Jessup and David on the floor of the pharmacy for
Bleeds out
spider
to
check.
death?
They get back, and the tale of their
Oh.
adventure causes
Yep,
a
there it
panic
is.
in the rest of the store. Sometime later, David wakes up from passing out to the news that Joe has passed away during the night.
I wouldn't
via
tell
infection from
nobody.
his
Hey,
burn
look,
wound.
he
So
fell.
we'll add him to the kill count and
He
just take
fell.
a minute to reflect on how much that pharmacy
did
trip
not
was
hit him
all
in the
vain.
face
Seems like all it really
with
did
a-
was
with a
inspire
sack
another
full of
passionate
sweet
sermon from Carmody,
Valencia
who's now
oranges,
converted a whole
which
bunch
is
of
how you
people to
can
her
beat
cause,
somebody
including Jim, the
and
asshole
nobody
mechanic.
know you beat him.
That's good
Yeah,
enough
I mean,
reason for
it
David
doesn't
and his
always
crew
have to
decide
be a
that now's the
female,
time to
but
make
it
some
just
moves in
usually-
BTFO. Before they leave, David
it
wants
just
to get some
usually
intel
tunes
from the
out to be
soldiers
a
since that
female.
MP officer was
You know
saying
what I'm
this whole
saying?
thing
Like,
was
but
their fault.
that's a
Jessup
good way to
claims
hit your
ignorance, and
kids
so they go to
if
look for
they're
the other
acting
two,
up.
finding them in the
Daddy
back
of
room
Five
where they
did
hung
it.
themselves. Apparently, the Arrowhead
Yeah, I
Project
mean,
was
he was
responsible
on
for this
he was
whole
on the
thing.
air
Something
for
about
like
portals to
7
other dimensions
years.
and the storm messing
You
up
know,
their power.
beating his
It's never
kids.
fully articulated, but that's
You know,
what we're
like,
working with
and
here.
it
As
was
Jessup
cool.
pleads innocence to David,
'Cause
he's
it was
grabbed by
funny.
Jim, who takes him out and throws him to
But
the
once he
ground
started
in front of
dropping
the rest of
videos
the
and them pranks
survivors,
weren't
blaming
funny
him
no
for
more,
bringing down the wrath of God.
that's what
Carmody
they call
takes this thread and
CPS
runs
on his
with it,
ass.
giving a whole yarn about
So-
how pissed
so if
off
you
God
go-
is at
moral
us
of
for
the story
messing
is
with
if you
Mother
go-
Nature. In the ensuing frenzy,
Ooh.
Jessup gets beaten a
Ooh.
whole bunch
Ooh.
and eventually stabbed
You
by
go,
the
"Ow!"
butcher, Mr. Mackey. I just
No.
want a little explanation, okay?
I don't
Mackey and the
want-
other rabid devotees
I'm
crowd
not gonna
serve
let you
Jessup
stab
straight out
me,
the front
man.
door and throw him to the wild, where he comes face
Yo,
to face with an
again,
athlete
shout out
with
to
a
Bubba
beast who
Warren.
snatches him up
Thank
and
you for the
pulls him back
$2
into
super
the mist
chat,
to eat.
bros.
At least they'll
I
always
love
know
you,
how big
bros.
Jessup's hand was.
He
The next morning
says,
at dawn, David's group
yo,
gets together
I like
and tries
that
to make an
treat you,
exit, but Carmody
though,
stops
Blast.
them.
Look,
Yeah, we need
hey,
to clean up on
next
aisle
time you
one.
send a
There's
donation, if you
crazy
guys want to
religious
donate,
fanatic with a
make
knife.
sure to send it through
his
the
vessel.
In fact, there's a
what do you
bunch of
call that?
knife-wielding crazies who surround
Make
the
sure
group
to
and start
send
to
it
move in as
through the
Carmody orders them
direct
to grab
link
Billy and Amanda for
that goes
human
straight to my
sacrifice.
PayPal.
The yelling is cut short
You know,
with a
I'ma
gunshot
keep it
to the
real.
abdomen by Ollie, who follows up with a
You know what I mean? I'm a, like, I was about to say 3-6 Mafia, but that's not the song I'm talking
one
about.
of the most easy to hate characters.
I'm gonna get a chicken to my mama. Like, I'm gonna get a shit to my mama. But you know what I mean? Like,
finally makes the big
I'm gonna have her on
little
stream
turned around
soon.
in the
You know,
parking
I'm gonna play
lot,
some
and
video
Byron,
games
the
with
other
my mom.
mechanic, is
But
killed
I'm
when
gonna
the
get
spider
that
tackles
shit
into
to
the
my
ground
mama.
and
I'm
devours
gonna
him.
keep it real
Byron's
with
death
y'all.
brings us to 26 victims, officially passing
I end up
Jason
giving all
X
my
for the most
extra money to
victims
my
in a
mama.
kill count so far. Ollie fares a little better than Myron, making it to the
I was
Land Cruiser
embarrassed
first
to tell
and opening all
y'all,
the doors
bro.
for everyone else, but then the Ackley
I
comes
don't be
back and
spitting
grabs
no-
him with his
bro,
big
look.
old lobster claw.
Females
The
take
giant
me
spider
on- I
crab
be going
tears
out on
Ollie to
dates with
pieces.
females,
A
but,
sad
like, it's
but
half and
mercifully
half.
quick
Sometimes they
end to
pay
a
for
guy
me.
who no one would have
They
expected.
have
So
the
much
other half of the
badassery
time I pay
inside.
for them.
The Ackley
Most of
leaves,
the time I
allowing
pay for
David and his
You know what
crew
I'm
to get
saying?
inside
Like,
his car.
I like to pay on my dates. I pay for the food
Bud
and all that
stumbles back
stuff.
to the entrance of
You
the
know what I'm saying?
store,
But last
and
night,
Ambrose
the
gets
female
cornered
wants
and
to treat
eaten
me
by a
out.
bunch
You
of
know
those
what I'm
big
saying? She bought me
spiders.
a bunch
All
of
these
food.
monsters are pretty
You know what I'm
horrible,
saying?
but I don't
But
know
the
if it gets
rest-
worse
my
than
extra
giant
money,
acid
I get
web
that
spitting
shit to my mama,
spiders.
you know what I'm
Before
saying?
heading out, David grabs the
Yeah, I
gun
mean,
that
that way
Ollie
she could-
dropped, narrowly avoiding another giant spider that
I could
cracks
get her
the
video
windshield and
games.
crawls away over the
Bro,
roof
I
of his
just
car.
put her
They're
on
finally ready to
the,
leave the store behind and begin a somber finale to
Sega
the movie,
Genesis.
scored by a chanting choir. They drive past the
Anybody
store
else
for
had
one
their
last
mama play
slow-motion
video
look
games?
at all the hopeless people
You
left
know what I'm
inside.
saying?
Sorry, bud, so close.
It's
First
real
stop
good
on the
for
gang's fun little road trip is David's home, but
Who's
that place
David?
gets 0 stars out of 5 since it's totally overrun with spider webs, and also because David's wife Stephanie is dead. And that's just not how you get a good Yelp rating, Mist Monsters. You can't go around
Someone
putting
nice.
people in spider cocoons like that. The group drives south, determined to see how far their tank of gas will
No,
take them and
the
see if they
people
can get
who
out of the
believe in
mist.
God
Though they
are the
pass a lot of
craziest,
destruction along the way.
But
We only
she
see a
used
single
the
body,
belief
the
in
little girl on
God
a
to
school bus.
sacrifice.
The little ad
She was
heard
trying to
as well.
sacrifice a
Pressing onward, they also
children,
encounter
nigga.
an enormous
You don't
beast with a bunch of
sacrifice
legs
the
and
baby.
tentacles hanging from
She
its
was
torso.
like, kill the
A super
child.
cool
We want the
image that
child.
singularly
Sacrifice the
conveys how
baby.
far the situation
Bruh,
has become,
no,
and their gas
bitch.
runs out. Now, I'm gonna tell you straight up, in the book, this is pretty much where it ends.
I'd have shot the whole
They don't even
tube.
explicitly run out of gas.
We ain't gonna sacrifice
children.
children.
Johnson's and bunker down there.
Yeah, I mean, we gonna sacrifice the masculine crazy bitches. That's who I'm throwing out in the mist. I shoot the whole tube to save the children. Oh, we're gonna choose between a child and the crazy female who's probably gonna sacrifice somebody else in 4 hours once she gets bored again.
And you're
I choose
watching
the
like,
crazy
okay,
bitch.
but you know what's really gonna happen, right?
What?
Especially when Billy wakes up and looks at his dad with wide eyes. But then,
that shit real. See that? Yeah, he made the decision to shoot himself and everyone else. That's a bad decision. What are you doing?
yeah, really.
Look,
he
at
did it.
worst
The
case
movie
scenario,
went there. David
put the
freaking
baby in
Mercy
the
killed
trunk
Dan, Irene,
and
Amanda,
put the
his
old
8-year-old
people
son
on top of the
Billy
baby
in
to
an
shield
effort to spare
them,
them the horrors
and then
from the
smash
myth.
the
It's a total
female
shock
to
and
bring up
absolutely
morale for the group.
devastating. David tries in vain
Just
to shoot
shield the
himself,
child
but
so
there
he
are no
don't
more
see it.
bullets.
You know what I'm saying?
He steps outside
Yeah,
of his vehicle and starts
I'm just
yelling,
saying.
ready for his inevitable death.
Yeah,
Out of
I'm
the
saying,
mist
there's
comes some
options.
voices, and then a tank.
We got options. We got a gun,
soldiers,
4
tons of
bullets.
them, in fact, and a
Nigga,
Humvee
hey, look, we
carrying
ain't
a group of
gonna
rescuees,
do any of that
including Melissa
until we
McBride
run
and
out
her
of bullets
children.
at
As
least.
David looks around in shock,
You
he
know what I'm
sees the
saying?
military laying waste to the
And then
creatures around
35
them.
seconds
Police
later,
finally
the
receive
army
it.
show
David
up.
stammers unintelligibly, his
Mother
brain broken by
fucker.
the horrific irony that he and the others were mere moments away from rescue
Yep.
before he had to do the unimaginable.
Fucked it
So
up.
yeah, one of the most profoundly sad endings in all of film history, and a change from being
Stupid.
source material that the author totally
No.
condoned. There are also a few more explicit kills than in the novella.
Like-
How many? Let's find out and give you the numbers.
Look, I'm going out fighting something, damn it.
Something
they,
in the
they
mist.
smoking on them.
Something in the mist!
They Bill Cosby in them. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If y'all did, make sure to comment, like, and or subscribe. Twisms.